How to please God. Have you ever wondered, how do I please God? Perhaps we overcomplicated and need to first remember that we are, after all, God's children and created in His likeness. Maybe to figure out what pleases God, we should start by thinking, what pleases you? What puts a smile on your face? As a parent, I like to think that I'm the most happy when my kids are happy. I have to believe that God, our Father in heaven, feels the same way about us. Let's lean into this thought by starting with a story about my one and only time on a roller coaster when I was a kid. While everyone else screamed for more, I shrieked, "Stop! Stop! Please stop!" And by the time it finally stopped, I staggered off and vowed to never ride again. Now, with that graphic in mind, I got queasy just watching my 12-year-old daughter, Annika, as she hopped onto a rocket ship disguised as a roller coaster. I waved to her, then ran to snap a picture, just as her car spun upside down, plunging somewhere near Warp 8 before lurching back into the air. Despite the speed, the blur of my camera still managed to freeze a giant smile that stretched almost as high as her arms stretched into the sky. And guess what happened to me? I too couldn't help but smile. I even laughed out loud because I was delighted that my little girl was delighted. So consider this for today. When we're delighted by other people's delight, and when we get joy from giving others joy, I think we're truly delighting God. Yes, our omnipotent God, who is totally complete all by Himself, is delighted when we delight others. Consider how God was happy with every act of creation, but was extra pleased when He created us in His own image, so much so that He said that we were very good. Now think how Psalm 149 says that God takes pleasure in His people. Here we have Almighty God being pleased with and taking pleasure in His humble people from an ancient culture. Fast forward now to the New Testament, and we see God saying, don't forget to help others, to do good and to share. Why? Because this is like an offering, a sacrifice that pleases God, a sacrifice that gives God pleasure, something that God delights in. So here's the simple truth for the day. God is delighted with us when we delight others. And because we're created in God's image, we too get to be delighted when we delight others. So who can you help today? Who can you share with? Who can you delight? Wouldn't it be delightful to delight someone else today?